Sponsored by Black Magic Design and by JMR Rentals.
American Fiction, written and directed by Cord Jefferson. This is his feature debut, but he's a well-known TV writer. He's worked on Watchmen, Succession, Master of None, The Good Place, all really well-written shows. And his skill is on full display with this script. It's a biting, ripping satire of pandering to demographics, well-meaning people that do it, but it's still disingenuous. In this case, we're talking about African Americans in society. Jeffrey Wright stars as Thelonious Ellison, who of course is nicknamed Monk. He's a novelist and a literature professor, but he can't get his latest book sold. The publishers are all like, well, yeah, you're a black writer, but your writing's not black enough. He sees kind of a one-sided adversary in this woman named Sintara Golden, played by Issa Rae. She's also a very well-educated writer, but she has struck it rich because she wrote a book about life in the ghetto, and it's something absurdly titled like, "Is We Not Getting Out the Ghetto Now?" Like just very Ebonics-laced. One of the opening scenes, like watching her give a dramatic reading as someone who's lived on the bottom rung of society, even though she herself is an Oberlin educated literati, is something to behold. The whole crux of the story is in between being ostracized at work, having his creativity stifled, and a whole lot of family drama back home in Boston. One night, Monk decides, screw it, I'm going to write one of these pandering ghetto books myself under the pseudonym Stag R. Lee, which is just brilliant on its face. And of course, it's an overnight sensation, and now he has to craft this entire character around this writer to try to pass off this book just to get it sold. He thinks it's a joke. He's trying to rub it in people's faces that this is not what you're supposed to be latching onto, and yet the more he does, the more people want to give him money for this complete hoax of an experiment. And it's amazing to watch. Jeffrey Wright definitely deserves a Best Actor nomination for this, as does the screenplay. And you've got a really strong supporting cast with Tracy Ellis Ross, Sterling K. Brown, Leslie Uggams, John Ortiz, Adam Brody, Keith David, like really well-seasoned character actors who know comedy and drama at the same time. And just, I was falling over in my seat. I was laughing so hard. Like the insight that Cord Jefferson brings to this whole idea of, is there a proper way to portray Black people in America? That's a discussion that's been going on for decades. I remember having college classes where we talked about it with regards to, the Cosby Show, not knowing what we know now, and the Proud Family and Family Matters and all these other shows. Like, is there a proper way to depict the Black experience? And this is a stellar continuation of that conversation. And the weird thing is, as much as I fawn over this, in essence, I'm part of the joke, because half of the humor is the fact that, white people are taking opportunities to fawn over Black voices. For me, it's because I appreciate the humor. I'm not trying to say something for the sake of optics or political correctness, as the characters in the film do, but I can easily appreciate the fact that this very joke can be spun on me right now, and I'm totally good with it. I'm in on it. Sure.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it sounds almost like familiar territory from something like Bamboozled, Spike Lee's Bamboozled.
Yep.
And things like that. You mentioned you think that Jeffrey Wright might get an Oscar nomination, but is this film releasing this year or next year?
It is still on the schedule as far as I'm aware. It's coming out in December. Fingers crossed that holds. Because that's not always been the case, but as far as I'm aware, it's still going to come out on I believe December 22nd or December 15th is the qualifying run. Then it'll expand the week after. It was originally supposed to come out first week of November, but it was pushed, so it's possible the strikes could, crash it again. I sincerely hope not, because this is, again, a great screenplay, great performances, worthy of consideration. And I can, especially with the field now permanently expanded to 10, I can see a backdoor Best Picture nomination here.